Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Herlefeld. We just started up a new save session, and of course, before turning him loose, I forgot, the hired man that is, forgot to turn off field detection. So hopefully now he'll go and remember his course. Oh shoot, he's not taking out his blotch because he takes a little time getting the tines into the ground. There. Oh, still no. Goodness gracious. I need to start back here. That's a cool mod that these have on here where they take a little for the tines to get in the ground, but it makes it a little harder to plan for... No! Blimey! Alright, let me scoot over here just a little bit, or I'm gonna... No, that's probably not far enough away. Alright. Go over to the edge here. Boy, it's so fast. I wish I could slow that down just a little bit. Alright, here we go. Higher, higher, higher. Alright, so he's happily working away here at 16 miles an hour, ripping the field out with our bomb-herd Superflow plow. So we'll just kind of let him have at it. As we finished the previous episode, we had just purchased a brand new baler. Let's go there real quick. Was it? Yeah, I think it's number 2. Here's our new, is this, no, it's Krone Coprima baler, round baler. And the reason I'm using a modded baler, I know we already have one, but this one here, let's get him out to the field. Don't know where I want to use him. I already have that other tractor way down there. Let me just see here. I think I'll head over... I know where I'll start. I'll maybe use the forage wagon kind of out in the hinterlands, if you will, for picking up the grass. But I'll use the baler kind of like a flatter area. Yeah, you didn't stop, did you? Would like a flatter area so the bales don't roll a lot. So... oh, I could probably take that one up to the right. Yeah, there's one kind of dead ahead. I'll maybe get over by the BGA and sneak. Yeah, I can see it. It also, there's not many flat areas in this particular map. So, yeah, there's a hill on both sides of the road. So, I think maybe I'm going to head out into the country. Go by our BGA here. Well, last time we refilled it, so should be good. But I had to do a little work on the baler here because I believe I gotta turn here. I believe all the balers in the game are set up so that they can only receive dry grass. There's a couple windrows you can have in game for grass. One is dry and the other is wet. So this one here, let me just get rid of that. Let's see, am I on there? Is this thing going? Alright. She's on. Actually, this may be very similar to the one that we already have, so turn that on. I'm just going to head on around the field. Oh, you know what? Oh, this is kind of a double row. I'm going to need to come through here again. Yeah, I kind of raked this one just a little bit differently. Kind of put it in 2. And all the grass is coming up through the windrow. So the grass must be growing fast in this particular map, because this is only overnight and already it's to the next growth stage. But anyway, you'll notice, I mean, this isn't tedded grass, this isn't dry grass, this is wet grass, meaning freshly mowed and then windrow together, and I'm putting it straight in the baler. I started asking a question, towards the end of the previous video, because I really don't know in real life. I have no experience making bales intended for silage. And what would be interesting to know is, do they make those bales out of hay, or do they make them out of wet grass? And intuitively, it seems like it'd be more the latter than the former. If you're gonna have your material in the bale ferment, and it seems like you wouldn't want to dry first. But I admit I know nothing about it. So, but anyway, in the game here, and if for no other reason than I had already started, making all these windrows, and didn't want to have to come in with a tedder and mess them all up. Let me pick up a little bit extra here. Let me see if I can sneak alongside the fence. Yeah, some of this. Oh yeah, there we go. We got it. We got it. Yeah, for no other reason, I wanted to create the baler so it could pick up grass straight off the field, without having to be tedded. And there are areas in the world, even if they don't turn it into silage bales, where you don't have to tedder the grass. And I would say the area where I live is one of those. Here, the only time you dig a tedder out is if there's been a rain over the top of your field, when you're trying to make hay. Oh, I guess it's X. Anyway, there's my bale. And actually, let me put that down. Of course, the thing is zipping down the field. So who knows, can I stand here and stop it? Nope, it's going to roll right through me. Oh, I'm in the middle of it. But I hope you can tell it's a little bit different bale. And here's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to hop out, save, because I don't want my game to lose progress. Here's what I did. This is the Coprima, I hope I'm saying that right, the Chrome Coprima baler. All I did in here is I came in here and there's bale types. And it had wheat, it had barley, it had dry grass. In later versions of the game, they would turn this into straw as a fill type, or it went off of fill types, I think, so it didn't have to be for a particular windrow type. But here it had these three in here, and as we know, we can make straw bales with it, or we can make hay bales. So I added one called grass. Well, and you see the other bales, you're giving a data point that the Lua code is picking up. And when it reads this for this particular baler, it sees the bale types that is keyed off of the fruit type, and it tells it where to get the specific bale. So I could have been lazy and just picked, this one here, the hay bale. And what that would have done is you would pick up grass and it would turn it into the hay bale. I decided to try to do it a little bit differently, so I have grass in here and I made my own. So I put it right into the mod, meaning that grass bale that I just made, if I take this mod out of the mods folder, it's not going to be able to find the data. It'll save the bales in the map, but it needs the specific location of where the i3D file for it is. So it's only in here. So naturally let me see if I can find, here it is. So we're in the mods folder. Here's Coprima grass bale. So I put it in here. There's an i3D file. And what I did was I copied the hay bale from the game folder, dumped it in here, and then I opened this up. I renamed it. And then here's the texture for the hay bale. This here, This texture is wrapped on the outside, and the green I think you ignore. It's only grabbing the inner part. So we see this in the round bale on the outside on either end of the bale. So I tinted it just a little more to the green, and here's kind of what I ended up with. So you can kind of see it's the exact same thing, but I just used I guess this paint.net to color this in here just a little bit greener for the grass bales. I don't know if they look this way or not. Anyway, that's kind of what I chose to do. So there's that, put it in here. So I added the bale type, and then I added the fill type. You know, it already had wheat, barley, dry grass, and I put grass in here. That is really the only change that I made. This one here I didn't have to do any lua coating, so was pretty easy in terms of affecting the change. It's annoying that these things roll so much. Yeah, whenever you have a map with a lot of hills in it, this is kind of what you end up. And this isn't as flat in here as I was hoping. But you know, I don't think it takes much of a slope. I'm just hoping the fence kind of over there will stop it. I know in Farm Sim 15 there's some lua coating that I've done to kind of hold the bales in place. You know, because in real life, I'm sure in theory the round bales can roll. If you got them on a steep enough slope, anything's going to roll, right? So, but in here, the game doesn't know that the bale is a big old fluffy type object, you know, that would have friction, and in a grass field, even on a slope, that there would be enough friction or whatever to hold it kind of to the side of the hill. The game doesn't know that. It just sees a round physics object. So of course it's gonna, you know, roll to the bottom of the hill. But I believe there's a way. I just haven't done it in Farm Sim 11. I did it in 15 because I found a Lua code where I could do the ad. I think I just put it in the bale Lua code to basically be like Velcro on the hill. I forget what it's called. Was it linear dampening? There's all these terms, these physics terms you end up learning when you start messing with mods and everything. That's part of my enjoyment of dealing with mods, is learning some of these new things. Alright, our cultivator has ceased working. Oh, come on. Maybe I need to turn this off. Something is, you know, I dealt with this over on the Feldy map, and not sure what it is. So, oh well, I'll just, there's a U, there's a combine, and these things are wiggling in the shed, by the way. Not sure why that is, but anyways. Alright, here's our tractor, and he still has the AI or the field detection stuff on, so I'm gonna clean up. I should just pick these bottles up. Every time I see them, I think I should get out. And it's kind of funny that, you know, when you come, maybe that's a mod I should do. You know, by all rights, when we come out here with a cultivator, that bottle would disappear under a wall of dirt in real life if we cultivated over the top of it. But I know it's one of those things, people want to find the bottles. I think the Giants were trying to encourage good behavior, like recycling. So I don't know, probably would have limited applicability. But anywho, we use the hired help here to finish this particular field. I think they did a pretty decent job. Go to the other end here. Might be a little we have to do kind of around the power pole. Oh, yeah, except sometimes there are Yeah, these little streaks. Probably would never turn this tight with the tines in the ground with this kind of ripper, but anyway. So I kind of think it's a function of this particular Bomford plow that it isn't getting all or leaving strips like this. I don't know. It's a small thing. I don't mind coming in and tidying up just a little bit. Oh yeah, we got this mist area down here, I guess, kind of around the power pole. So we'll take care of that here. While we're in the area, probably have a little on the other side to do. Yeah, this power pole here, we may just end up farming on, let's see, this would be the west side of it. There we go. And, alright, let me turn field detection back on. You know, there's an area over here we don't go very often. Let me just sneak in there a little bit. You know, that looks right peaceful. Although it's kind of... it's flickering. I'm sure it's flickering on the screen. Not sure what's causing that. Maybe there's multiple planes in there, but anywho. Like having this in here. Alright, so I know we have this field up here. I know we got this little L, so maybe what I'll do is, since I'm over here, we'll just sneak kind of around the edge. Probably wouldn't do this in real life, as you'd have run the risk of getting stuck at the edge of the pond. But we'll sneak over here and up the hold on a minute. Can I? Oh yeah, I'm narrowing up just barely. So I have another thing I need to try doing in here, and that is replanting the grass. So, you know, maybe I'll try something. Because here's the thing. When I play with grass in here, I do like having the green that undergirds it versus planting over the top of the soil where you'll see drill rows, which is realistic, but I'm talking about, you know, what you would see in game. I would prefer, I think, under the grass to see it, because typically the grass isn't thick enough to hide the dirt. Let me try something. Just for kicks and giggles, okay, I'll turn this back on, or field detection off, rather. And I'm gonna just plow a little strip in here. And that's all I'm gonna do. At some point, I want to come in here with a planter, and I want to see what that'll allow me to do. Oh, I got another field in here to do. I got this one and this one. And... Okay, I got several. I got these two, so these two here are going to need it. I guess I combined those, and these two. I got more work to do than I thought. No matter. I will come out here. I'll maybe take care of... Let's see, this one is fairly square. Yeah. Maybe I'll take care of this field next to me. You know what? I'll come straight in. I'll do this one. I think they are similar size. But yeah, the one up and to the left is already plowed. This one here, let me make sure, turn off. Okay, field detection is on. And maybe this one I'll do clockwise or counterclockwise. Sink in the tines. Yeah, so I know in the previous video I commented a little bit. I could see, and as you see the blotches, I think everybody knows by now I have a mod running in here. I'm kind of testing out for the purpose of forcing the player to periodically plow the fields, and the hard part is it makes it look kind of nasty. Let's see, I'm right at the edge of the field. I'll pick it out of the ground. And it puts these ugly blotches everywhere, but it is doing the trick. It is forcing the player, me in this case, to plow. So, I don't know, maybe I just wonder if at some point it would get annoying. I don't know if I can I get the corner? Nope, it isn't letting me. Yeah, oh well. So I don't know, you all can tell me in the comments whether you think anybody would be interested in a mod like this. It's, yeah, probably not many people still playing the Farm Sim 11 game as it is, but I don't know, maybe someone out there. Of course, there's no need really to be forced to do anything. The player at any time, if they wish, is allowed to plow as much as or as little as they want. So this just kind of forces a matter, because over time it destroys your fields with all these blotches, fills them in, and leaves behind something that isn't plantable. So, hence the name, force plow. So I'm just kind of coming around the edge like I did last time. And I believe this all is, it's after, 2 days or 2 nights really of damage. So that's the other thing I'm trying to assess, just what is a good amount of damage to do to a field, because you could do a whole lot more, but the way I've chosen to do it is kind of expensive on game resources. I think I run it through up to 8 tick. I do about, what was it, 100 of them at a time, maybe 200 spots in a field, and there's, as you can see, there's thousands of them all over the map. So it's, yeah, when you pass over midnight in game, it'll stutter a little bit, probably a, can I get through there? Just want to come all the way to the corner. Yeah, alright, let me get this. Oop, I didn't mean to hit that one. Here's what I want. I want to turn field detection off. And now we're back to this. I'll come around. This time it'll tear out all the blotches. I don't know. You all can comment on this too. Maybe I'm just being a fraidy cat going around once. Yeah, you see the little bits I'm taking out. I suppose the line is clean enough. I could follow it and rip it out on the first round. I'd be a little more efficient. That way, I only take 2 rounds. The way I'm doing it now kind of turns it into 3. Okay. Get down. There we go. Alright, I managed to take out that. But I do like getting it to the point, where the hired help can help me with this, as it's a task that just takes time. And maybe for Fury Machine Gaming, maybe I was incorrect in a comment I left on him. I know in his videos he tends to do a lot of challenges, and I know he's stated many times in there that when it's just rinse and repeat the same old, which cultivating field after field or plowing as we're doing would be a lot of rinse and repeat. He gets bored. So I know he likes on his channel to pursue a lot of challenges, and I left a comment saying, you know, I like doing most things in here, pretty much all of it, and I don't get bored as a general rule. But I do like task variability too. So although there's a lot of stuff I'll do off cam and not bore y'all with in a video. So maybe there are some things, Fury, that do get me slightly bored. Which, if I did everything literally on my own, with all this cultivating instead of having the hired help do it, yeah, maybe I'd get a little bored. But I think some of what it isn't even so much boredom, it's how much time do you have? I mean, I'm a dad, I'm a business owner, small business owner, and there's a lot of time taken up just in the day-to-day living life, taking care of the necessary things. So hobbies always come second to the important stuff that a person does. So the time, to come in here and do this is limited at best. So actually, you know what? I'm going to make a second line here because, yeah, well, I guess I could do it that way too. It would look a little better. Sorry, I'm just mumbling to myself. I think what I'll do is I'm going to make this row, and then I'm going to head up to the other end of the field, make another one there, and then I'll set them up higher. So yeah, I think time is a factor. If I was retired or disabled and didn't have so much going on, maybe a single person, whatever. I mean, we all know what makes us busy. And had plenty more time, to play this game, well then, yeah, maybe I would get bored of things because I would do them more often, than I get to do them now. But the way it is now, it feels new to me practically every time I touch the game, because it feels so infrequent. Even though I do have 3 videos a week, at least right now. Maybe it seems like a lot, but each one, is only a half hour a piece. So, I don't know. That doesn't seem like all that much for a week. Although one of them is sped up. I do have to admit that. Whatever. Each to their own. The game fortunately allows all of us to make different lines as to when we want to do something really realistic versus cut corners, whatever. And it's a beautiful game, giving us, the ability to do all that. So, all right, I'm gonna get him going here. Let me see if I can. I gotta change directions. Let me get to 270 as much. Oop, that's 268. Get close. Alright, that's close enough. Let me change my thing here and set him up. Go, go, go. Alright, he's off to the races. So, let me return to Coprima. It isn't letting me. Alright, so where is Coprima? I think I gotta... I'll sneak down to him this way. I gotta figure that out. I guess I'm not sure. Oh, good grief. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. I'll make a few more bales. With the goal, see what I want to do, it isn't so much just making grass bales, because I'm pretty sure, I maybe should try it here. I'm pretty sure that when I pick these up, or that I could pick it up and take it over to think there's another place at the BGA where you can sell the bales. I'm pretty sure I can do that, even with a grass bale. And all the game really picks up on is whether it's round or square. And I have a feeling that's going to happen too, but I'd really like to turn these ultimately into silage bales. And I think I am going to need to do a little bit more Lua coating to get it to do, what I want it to do. And we'll see the ad in another episode. But basically, I want to be able to take wrapped silage bales over to the BGA, dump them in the hopper, and have it accept them as silage. However, I want to fix it so that it only accepts silage bales, and that if somebody dumps in a straw bale, that it, even though this would kind of be a pain in the patoodle, but then it won't accept it. So it'll just kind of sit there in the trigger, and the game, won't do anything with it. But I think in order to do that, I needed to do some more Lua coating to fix the trigger in there, because right now it'll accept any kind of bale, round or square, and of any type. Now, what kind of a hill? See, up tall you don't see. This is pretty. You trying to follow? I tell you what, the slightest. Okay. That's flat, ain't it? Anyways, alright, so it's gonna wiggle just a little bit more. Whatever. But anywho, thank you for coming along and listening to me mumble about this, that, and the other. We're enjoying it here on Herlefeld and trying to figure out a few more modding things, so we'll keep nosing our way along and figuring a few more things out while we're at it. So have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.